Live now.
Hi, everyone. So welcome to the August 3rd meeting of the Node.js Foundation Community Committee. We have a couple items on the agenda to go through today, but first, I'd like to just kind of go around and do some introductions for everyone who's here, since I know it can be hard to figure out who's talking. My name is Brian Hughes. I'm the chairperson of the Community Committee, and on GitHub, my handle is Nebrius. Olivia?
My name's Olivia. I'm a member of the community committee, and my GitHub name is pup.
Sure. I'm Jeremiah Sinkpeel. I'm found just about everywhere as Fishrock123.
Hey, my name is Tierney Siren, and you can find me on GitHub at @bnb.
Hi, my name is Giuseppe, and you can find me on GitHub as Giuseppe, all one word. Thanks.
Okay, Frederick, can you go next? All right, we'll move on to Oz next.
Okay. Hey, I am Oz. I go by the handle The Rebel Robot on pretty much everywhere.
And this is William Kepke. I am the individual member director on the board, and I am also on CommComm.
Hey, I'm Gregor Martinos. I am GR2M everywhere, and I'm also a member of CommComm.
Hi.
Hey, I'm Richard, member of CommComm, Richard Lit online.
Hi, I am Rachel. I am also a member of CommComm. I am Rachel Nicole on GitHub and Oho everywhere else.
And finally, Tracy.
We'll see if my mic works. Okay. Hi, Tracy, Education Community Manager for the Node Foundation, CommComm member, Hacky Go Lucky online.
And we also have Frederick on the call. Oh, there we go. Looks like your mic's working now.
Okay, I found it out. Hi, I'm Frederick. I'm working for the website committee, and can be found as Frederick Hamburger or FMburger everywhere else.
All right, welcome everyone to the meeting. So we have 3 items on the agenda today. The first one I want to talk about, this is just actually more of a reminder, but this is issue number 89. We've had some discussions online about creating an email alias for the community committee. This would basically put us at parity with the TSC, CTC, and a few other groups. So at this point, I think it looks like we have consensus on this, but the thing that we need is everyone's actual email address. So if you all could, everyone who is a member, please go to issue 89 and let us know which email address you would prefer that we use for this. It will also go on the website, so make sure it's an email address that you're comfortable having published publicly. And if you're not comfortable publishing your email address publicly, then chat with me and we'll figure something else out. Any comments, questions about that?
Thank you for corralling this, because I knew that I was definitely, I need to do this, right? I have to create this once we get all the email addresses, but I have to have all the email addresses to do that. Excellent.
Yeah, and I'm sure Trace and I have a lot of email addresses for you already, but please do let us know which one you would prefer we use. If you don't like explicit titles, then we're gonna assume that you don't necessarily want us to use the ones we have.
So can I just add something to this?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's an issue for this. Yeah, I made an issue a couple of weeks ago calling to list members' emails in the README, just like the TSC does it, just for, conforming to that sort of standard. And I think like if we have all the email addresses and if everyone's okay with having public anyways, we might as well do this in one sort of fell swoop, I guess. Just an idea, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm totally on board with doing those at the same time. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. All right, so moving on, this is...
I have a question, Brent.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is more of a I forget the name for what. It's a technical question. Are you technically the leader of CommComm? Are you in charge of it?
It depends on how you define in charge of. I'm the chairperson, which means that I'm responsible for basically for organizing meetings and running meetings.
Cool. Okay.
And I'm also kind of a point contact for things.
Yeah, awesome. I have no issue with you whatsoever. Like that can go down in public record. You're awesome. Having one person for whom people can contact always makes me a bit leery, or like it makes me feel like it's possible for that to be abused. Again, I don't suspect this happening to you at all. But the way this call was set up, and then just now it happened again for this issue, you said like email me or message me if you have any questions or confidence. I wonder if we could have a second person as well who you could email. Do you understand why I would ask that?
I believe that's actually part of what we're talking about with the email address. This issue is to create an email address so it'll alias, so it'll go to everyone. That's kind of the part of the process of setting this up. We haven't gotten to that step, but this is kind of finalizing that.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yep.
I just wanted to raise
exactly.
that. Cool, awesome. In that case, I'm all set. Thank you.
But that does bring up a good point because, yeah, so Brian is the chair. The individual membership directors, William Kapke and Ashley Williams, coordinate with Brian. So the decisions that we make and the allocation requests or whatever that go to the board go to Brian, right? So they coordinate with Brian, and Brian is, or Brian makes sure that the directors know what they need to be requesting at the board meetings if that needs to happen. And so we should probably document this better so that people understand that as well. As for the meeting itself, yeah, I mean, having one person coordinating that is tough, and it's because we're having this problem around the technology itself. So we're getting too big for our britches. So I did want to say that we are fixing that for all of Node. So we are getting software for all of the committees to be able to use. And we're trying to, so James and I had been working on that because we knew it was already a problem with the committees. And then we also had a hilarious time at the last board meeting with trying to have the streaming meeting as well. So with the setup that we have. So, and that in that case, we'll have a consistent link that people can go to each month that's documented. It also is a problem that, that's exactly what I was getting to, was that we don't have a private repo for CommComm. And because of that, there's private information that we do need to share around, sort of admin or ops work. So that's something that we're also going to have to address. I don't think we need to do that in the meeting today. But the links that are generally shared for other committees are not shared in public so that the participants can access it, but then the observers go to the public link. So we'll get all that fixed.
Right. The TSC and CTC have historically essentially fixed this by using the email alias that we have for those, which we, I suppose, just discussed here, which I do have a question about, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Are you setting that up in just the Node.js.org, whatever the sort of email forwarder is there, or are you setting it up under the sort of automatically configurable IOJS one on the repo, on the email repo?
The instruction that I was given that I may need help on was that I am to create a couple aliases, and one of them, of course, is to help with the existing aliases, and also create a new one for the community committee. But that it would be much easier if I actually just forwarded to the existing IO. So everyone, like the people, there would be an @nodejs.org, but it's not going to like usurp the iojs.org because that's already managed elsewhere. We should follow up later. Someone, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I do
we
think
should
it's an
follow up
important
later
point.
because setting everything in the Node.js one will be very difficult to manage later on.
Right.
Yeah, the current setup is nice because we can just do a PR, and a lot of people have the ability to land the PR. But yeah, let's talk about this more in the GitHub issue, just so we have time to get to the other issues. All right, so the next one, this is issue number 95. Invite interested website working group members to the next CommComm meeting is the title of this issue, but really I wanted to use this as a chance for us to coordinate on some website efforts and see how the website working group and CommComm can work together. Tierney, do you want to set this one up for us, or Frederick?
Yes, if I can unmute. There you go. Okay. So the reason this kind of got brought up initially was because of work that originally got started by Michael and I believe I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'll just say his first name, Leo, over at Zeit to create a new design for the Node.js website. This is something that I've tried to prioritize for a long time and try to help along, and I'm pretty passionate about. But I know also, people in the website working group are interested and curious about this. And now that Michael is no longer a part of the Node.js Foundation as a community manager, I want to make sure that we kind of connect the dots with either Leo or kind of stepping forward and just figuring out what our next steps are. I've had discussions with a few members of the website working group, and the general kind of idea I've gotten is that the design is the hard part, and implementation is the part we can definitely do. So I just kind of wanted to bring. I definitely am excited to have everyone here and be able to talk to y'all about how we can kind of proceed with this. One note I did want to share is that Leo actually did say, the projects that were blocking him are finally over. So he and I don't believe his name is published either, but Evil Rabbit are both free and have some cycles to do this if that's something we're interested in. But the issue there is I want to make sure we have someone to take ownership of that and kind of lead that charge.
Either someone or multiple people, I think, ideally.
Right, yeah.
The thing for the website working group, this has been going on for quite some time, and we have issues coming in like, we should work on the download page or on the homepage, and we have to say, okay, people, we're working on a redesign, and it's been, I think, over a year now, and for us it's hard to deal with the kind of issues. So should we just go ahead and change something on the page, or wait for the redesign, or to get some feedback where Leo is actually standing with the redesign? Is some part finished, or can we test something or get into the discussion for certain parts? And that information is actually missing.
So I just have a question. Leo, we keep referring to Leo, and Leo. So is Leo a developer or the designer who led the prior redesign?
He's the designer.
You'll hear me.
Is Leo on the call? I'm sorry.
What?
No, he isn't.
Who's speaking?
Okay.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not showing me as unmuted. Okay, that's weird. So Leo is someone I like. It's kind of nebulous. Michael contacted him. He is part of the two people. Leo and then Evil Rabbit are the two people who would be working on the design. So they are the design part of that. And I don't know if the plans that they had built out with Michael also included development. But if you do kind of want to get a general idea of what the work that they were trying to do, I believe that was contained in Node.js.org-new, the Node.js org repo. So I'm trying to bring it up now, but it seems like my internet's not great right now. So yeah, it's in the Node.js.org-new repo. So yeah, there's the issue there. It's issue 4, I believe, that him and I were discussing it. So yeah, that's kind of where that lays. They have cycles now, so it has, as far as I understand, it hasn't been started.
So as far as I remember, when I was still like in the website working group, there was an issue, I think, on the website working group somewhere where Leo posted a couple of like really like early design iterations and asked like the website folks for their input on it. But I think that's been done on any redesign.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if we're at a point with the redesign where like I wonder if it's been long enough if we need to have another round of how can we iterate on this for the needs that we need now. Because I still think was there a content management system of any sort as part of that? Okay. And then also, like, I don't know how front and center something like getting started is, which I think we've had so many conversations across the project about how important that would be. And it's not just like getting started in Node to like hello world, but in different parts of the project even. Yeah, I do wonder if like the needs of, the project and the needs of the foundation, whether they complement one another when it comes to the website, or whether they like need to, the foundation needs to do its own thing so that it's not, hindering the project's ability to have the,
I'd like to point out just briefly that there's nothing actually on that new website repo.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's like, I think it was just created as an empty repository to house eventual future discussions and also like probably content, but I don't think it actually got anywhere at any point.
No, it's still empty, but I found the issue. I just posted it with the original.
Oh, perfect.
So the discussion started on February 2016, so it's quite old actually.
Yeah. For people that are watching over the live stream, the issue is Node.js/Node.js.org issue 508. Although I don't know if the chat's being broadcasted, so I'm just saying that.
That chat is not broadcasted, but I will link it into the live stream chat.
Okay, perfect.
I also do want to say that I've talked to I think at least 6 or 7 people at this point who are very interested in helping, and the stall there is but I got dropped and I've been out for a bit. But one of the interest is I want to help with the Node.js website, but there's no real place to go start right now because of this impending redesign, and it's like I tell them to go to the Node.js org repo, but there's kind of not a place to start with this new thing. So there's interest in helping. And even growing the website working group. I think that's a good place to start doing that. But I don't know what kind of the status of that is.
Yeah, we're basically waiting for the new layout. So I think there are plenty of people who can work on the HTML and CSS, and everybody's just waiting for some final screen layouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I think the to-do we have to do here is have someone, possibly Tracy, since she's at the foundation as Michael was, go and connect with Leo and kind of get a status report, a status update to see where we're at and how we need to proceed, because as far as I know, Michael was the only real solid touch point with Leo.
Yeah, I think that it would just be nice for us to have like a reconvening of some of these folks. Like, I don't think it needs to just be me. You know, I think stakeholders in the room for a conversation. It might be nothing. I don't want to stall further progress either if that's happening. But yeah, I think it would be good to check in with everybody just to see if there's something, you know, that we can do moving forward with this, or if just that prior work sort of captured in time needs to finish first.
And it's not only the design, but we were talking about restructuring the content and going through everything and see if the documents regarding the foundation are still up to date. So I think we should look at the content as well.
Okay.
Wasn't there even a discussion? Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't there even a discussion about whether we should change the static site generator that we're using? I don't remember.
I don't
There
know.
was. That did happen
Sorry,
at
what?
some point. There was a discussion about that.
Okay.
I'm not really sure why, but
Yeah.
Well, if y'all don't mind, I think what we'll do is, would it be helpful to file an issue in the website working group repo to just have people raise hands for, you know, scheduling this meeting?
No, go ahead. That's
Okay.
fine.
Oh, I'll do
Yeah.
that then.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, but there was the discussion like, should we put more content on the homepage or should we put less content on the homepage, like in the initial design? What about the event page and stuff like that? So, and especially the download pages need they need some love. So we need to look at it and see what kind of direction we want to go there.
Cool.
All right, so just to confirm, the action item from this is to set up a follow-up meeting. And is there anything else that we need to do, set up as an action item right now, or will that all fall out of this next meeting?
I mean, the biggest thing here I would just ask for those who are present from the website working group is just make sure that that folks who would care about this see the issue in website working group. I know that they're more likely to see it there anyway, but I just want to make sure that folks don't feel like they missed the boat on that. So just make sure and poke people, please.
All right.
All right, great. Anything else on this issue before we move on to our last issue? All right, so moving on to issue number 63, move Node Together repo as an org under CommComm. So Rachel, do you want to kind of give us a sort of a status on this and some background?
Yes, I do. Sure. So basically where we're at right now is we are totally ready to get up and running with planning out some Node Together stuff in the future. But the next step that we need to take is Ashley Williams has the Node Together repository under her account on GitHub, and rather than fully port it over from Ashley's account to under Node.js, she would prefer that we take it. She's going to write deprecated on her version, and we're just going to do a clone and upload it underneath Node so that we're able to collaborate in a more public, visible place. Doing so will make it so that we are able to plan out curriculum writing, plan out collaborators, plan out training, and honestly, the response to people wanting to put this on alongside their conference is fairly overwhelming to the point where we're probably not going to be able to run any of it until 2018, because I really want to focus on the rest of the year with getting together a solid curriculum and a body of volunteers who want to help, get it up and running and make it really great for people that are wanting to learn Node. So Tracy probably has a little bit additional insight.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's also like just from a planning standpoint, it's really nice for us to not be in a hurry because the more that we can plan out the calendar for the year, meaning next year, it's just the better quality the experience is going to be for everyone, including everyone who's volunteering, you know, and mentoring. And also, just in terms of budget, it will be far more likely to be approved if we're talking new calendar year. So that's exciting. I think, yeah, so we just wanted to make sure, like in the very practical sense here, that we're making everyone happy with the way that we're moving this over, because we're not like, we're like, from a practical standpoint, we are copying and pasting, right? Or are we forking? Rachel and Brian, I think, yeah, I couldn't.
We are copying and, well, we are essentially copying and pasting, I believe. Okay. I can get some clarification from Ashley. I'll have to go back and look. Either way, basically, we just need the go-ahead from all of you to say, yes, we are ready for Node Together to be, there's not a difference. There's not a real difference.
Well, we lose the commit history.
Fuck yeah.
Right, yeah, the commit history is what I'm worried about.
We lose the commit history, but that commit history is still going to live under the repository that Ashley has. And I fully intend in the README in giving her credit for all the work that she had done with a link back to it. So people where it got started and that she is the creator. So basically it's just making it so that we have it under Node, and Tracy and I already, well, Tracy already had the, a bunch of stuff looked over by legal and they said, yes, everything's good. So we're pretty much just needing your okay.
The other concern I have there is we'll actually be putting a link up to the non-deprecated version of it, or will it just be deprecated?
Yeah, I'm sure that she would, because she already said that. I had a conversation with her because there was a little bit of confusion. I was like, wait, am I fully in control of this? And she said, yes, totally. She'll write up a whole thing that says that we are running it now and that I am in charge. And I'm sure I can get her to put, you know, a link that says the new version of Node Together as it exists now can be found here.
Yeah, because otherwise she's going to get bothered for maintenance and issues. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem. Yeah, that was the biggest concern I had, honestly, with losing the commit history was people just getting to see all the work that she put into it, but they'll be able to see it if we link. So that's a very simple solution for that. I think the biggest part here too is that we need someone. We need to be able to create. We just need to create the repo too, for us to be able to put that work in.
All right, I can create the repos to do that. And also in the last meeting that we had where we discussed this with Ashley directly, we did chat. She was okay with us pulling from her repo and then pushing to the Node repo. It is possible to actually maintain the entire commit history if we just kind of mess around with the git config file a bit. So instead of forking through the UI, which transfers off permissions over, you just change what the origin points to in your git config, and then you can push all that git commit history up.
I've done this a couple times before. It did not occur to me to do this.
The only other thing to keep in mind is that we need to make sure that I get control over the domain name from her when we're ready to do this, so that the GitHub pages are going to the right place and stuff like that, so that the site works and stuff.
I would think, since this is being transferred to the foundation, we should probably get control of that domain transferred to the foundation itself. Just in general, I'd like to get as much as like this kind of stuff organized within the foundation, and that way we don't have to rely on, you know, bugging you every time we have to make a change or something.
Absolutely, no. That's what we're trying to do. I believe that's the only cost that we're taking on that is unrelated to general like travel and that kind of stuff. It's just a domain name and it's hosted on GitHub pages. We may want to move away from that, but that's something else that we can explore further on.
If you don't mind me jumping in regards to forking it, it is actually possible to fork a repo and then ask GitHub to unfork it so that the issue tracker and stuff works. And we have done that on several other repos before. And also, please move the domain name into the foundation.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because that was the point that someone else had brought up was, Joe had brought up was the issue tracking is really important.
Right. Usually they've been pretty responsive to this. Although I don't know, all other projects that we've moved in so far, we've moved in entirely, including the old issue tracker. So that'll be new, I suppose.
Yeah, that sounds like a great
Yeah,
option.
that actually is.
Do you happen,
That
Jeremy?
is something
Jeremiah,
we will be losing.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Tierney. Real quick, a question for you, Jeremiah. Do you know if when we did that in the past, if the old repo remained where it was?
Well, I was talking about forking it. So the other option is actually to move the repo. I believe that can be done.
Yeah, that's not, that was
org.
requested to not be done.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was what was Brian was asking about, but if you do that, there are redirects set up.
Yeah, not quite. I just want to make sure, like, if we do this, we fork it and then ask GitHub to unfork it, that we would then end up with basically two copies of the repo, or there'd be like two separate repos that mirror each other completely in contents, but are not linked in any way. Is that correct?
Correct. You wouldn't have the issue tracker, and you would not have the wiki or whatever else, but you would have the same. It'd be like, it's just another way of cloning the entire thing down, changing the remotes and pushing it up, right?
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on? So it sounds like at this point the big action point is I need to create repos. Rachel, can you send me the list of repos that we want to move over?
Yeah, I can.
Cool. And do we have thoughts on if we want to like pull and push, or if we want to go and fork?
For visibility issues, do you want me to make an issue where we can have this discussion in? That way people can see it and there's a record of it, and I can post the repos in there as well. Does that sound like a better option?
For history's sake, yes.
Actually, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we have issue number 63 already. We could just continue in there, I think.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, yeah, we'll move this to the issue tracker to come to the decision of if we want to fork and ask GitHub to unfork, or if we want to pull from one repo and push to another. We could talk about the pros and cons a little more in depth there and give us a chance to kind of like research a bit. Does that sound good to everyone?
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Also,
right,
obviously, sorry, I'm just going to add this on. If anybody's interested in helping out, let me know.
Yeah, and we're talking about managing logistics stuff.
Yeah, that does bring up another thing, which is actually the website stuff, and that is a part of the Node Together. The Node Together website is a part of Node Together. Does are members of the website working group interested in helping out with that, and kind of maintaining and working on that? And for reference, it's nodetogether.org. I'll paste the link here.
I mean, technically,
for myself, because at the moment I'm quite busy with other stuff, but just put an issue down in the issue tracker, and I think there will be a couple of people interested.
Moral support is also good if you can't apply hours.
I think technically, if it was really desired, it would be possible to move the content of that repo into the main the main website repo and have it under that content system if you wanted localization or such things that our system provides. And then it should be possible through the build working group to have that still redirect to a separate domain, I believe.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty great.
I think
if we can consolidate efforts and infrastructure. At least, thinking long term.
And also having localization.
Yeah, that's another really big win.
Localization would be fantastic because we do want to reach as many people as possible.
Yeah, I think we should discuss this at another time because the localization of the Node.js website is still an issue. We have many localization groups which are now defunct, where people don't update stuff anymore. So it's kind of hard to decide if a local copy is still worth keeping in air quotes. If nobody ever updates the content. So, or if you just get the index page and just a couple of pages.
Right, yes. I mean, the actual translation part is, of course, an ongoing issue, but it would probably be easier, at least technically, to do it on that infrastructure rather than on GitHub pages. That perhaps that's incorrect. I'm not sure.
Real translation workflow. There is an issue for that, but that would be require, I think, private access to repos. So that's still in discussion how to implement the workflow without the requirement to have access to private repos.
Yeah, and translations are always kind of a tricky thing. But yeah, I do think, kind of like Jeremiah said, is that, if we can at least get on the same system, we'll still have the same problems with getting translations, but it's at least a little bit easier. Even if it's a small win, I think it's still probably, a win is still a win. All right, so we still have a little bit more to go through in the private session. But first, have there been any Q&A questions on YouTube? Let's see. Looking at the live stream, it doesn't look like it. If anyone has any questions for the community committee, of course, you can always open an issue on GitHub or post in future live streams on YouTube, and we'll answer those. And with that, I want to thank everyone for coming and participating in this discussion. And just for all of the community committee members, we do have a little bit that we need to discuss after we stop the live stream, so be sure to hang on. So thank you, everyone, for joining.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Awesome, thank you.
Bye.
And thank you to the website working group members for coming on and taking some time out to join in. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for having us.